Well, yeah, you can fake it. I have a good doctor friend who will back you up.
I'm appalled, shocked, disgusted. How much money are we talking about?
A couple of 100,000 at least.
A couple of 100,000? Louder next time. My heart's still beating.
I'm sorry. We thought you were Mario.
You'll have to scream louder than that if you're going to kill him.
Hi, everybody. What's going on?
Oh, my.
Honey, I know what you're feeling. Everyone's been rejected.
And, honey, the loss of your first love is the worst, the very worst.
Oh, I know. I remember mine.
It was probably a cow.
Fine, thank you. Goodbye.
Has Kirsten left yet?
I was talking to her husband. He's staying with the girls, and she's on her way.
Thank God. Oh, I still can't believe it. They're not going to let us in to see Rose.
I bought some food.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
Tell me about it. $11.50 for coffee and donuts?
Ma, where'd you get the money for this? Alleged tiny little waste.
Well, Dorothy, why would I make up such a thing?
Because you're jealous.
Jealous.
You are used to getting all the attention around here, and suddenly someone comes along and wants me and not you, and it is eating your guts out.
Eating my guts out.
You know something? You could never be a real friend to another woman, and you know why?
Why?
Out of life. You know what I call my pillow? Sal. Sometimes I hug it, sometimes it lays there like a big lump, just like your father. That's how I keep him alive.
It's lovely, Ma.
You know what I call my other pillow? Dino. But that's a...
Ma, I have no intention of blowing this. No, Ken is perfect. I mean, aside from being one of Miami's most successful lawyers. Thank you, Ma. The man is caring. He's sensitive. Do you know that on weekends he actually puts on a clown's costume and entertains sick kids at the
A
hospital?
wheelchair satisfies a woman. It's a short story, but I think it makes my point.
Hello, my lovelies. Sophia, I'm sorry I tossed you out last night, but it was for a good cause.
That's okay, Blanche. Andy took me home in the limo, and boy, did we have fun. I figured out why they call it a moon roof.
Not perfect. John is everything Tom wasn't. He's smart, mature, responsible.
And on time.
Would you girls keep him entertained for a minute? I want to make sure I look perfect before he sees me.
Hello.
Hi, I'm John Quinn.
Hi, I'm Rose, Blanche's roommate.
Hi, Rose.
Won't you come?
Water Lily, you've never done anything like this in your life. Now, this is important. For the love of Mother Earth and the love of Mother Nature, commit yourself to this, Blanche Devereaux. Isn't that exciting?
Caught a rerun of Flipper on cable, did you?
A particularly touching one.
Music.
Tickle the ivories, Rose.
Coochie, 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 coochie.
Rose, play or die. Miami is nice, so I'll say it twice. Miami's some away from being a potato.
Yeah, well, I got to get up early tomorrow. I need to get to sleep, Dorothy.
Yeah, you're wearing your toupee to bed. That means one of two things. Either there's a woman in your bed or Suzanne Summers is on The Tonight Show.
Would you get to your point, Dorothy?
I didn't come here to see you. I came here to talk to her.
Every bit as lovely as the picture Charlie used to carry. See you tomorrow.
What a sweet man.
Absolutely charming. And he obviously idolized your Charlie.
And more importantly, he wasn't wearing a wedding ring.
Oh, Blanche, don't be silly.
Well, I only some time together, she'd be a positive influence.
Wait, are you suggesting that Michael and Bridget go out together?
That is exactly what I am suggesting.
Oh, I don't think so, Blanche. No, I learned a long time ago to stay out of my children's social lives.
Yeah, I'm afraid I agree with Rose.
It's like that old Scandinavian saying. You can lead a herring to water, but you have to walk really fast or he'll die.
Tolerated him as long as I can. He's got to go.
But Dorothy...
No buts, Rose.
Well, okay, but I'll need a few more days.
All right, a few more days, and that is it. Get me a doggy bone.
I don't know, Dorothy. I don't think you deserve one.
Rose.
Take me, Bill.
I'm afraid I popped your bosom.
Don't you worry about it.
I like you very much, Rose. You know, you're very special. I'm just lucky to be smart enough to see it. You know, life's a ballroom.
Yes, I feel just as bad as you do.
Oh, yeah? Did you have an angry Viking yelling Scandinavian swear words at you on the phone this morning?
My guess would be no.
Rose, as I told you last night, your cousin is a very sensitive man. I just have to find the right time and place, and I'll let him down.
What do you think, Ma? Is she beautiful?
Wow, he's really getting along great with his future mother-in-law.
Rose, that's Lorraine, you idiot.
Lorraine, I'm terribly sorry.
Oh, that's all right. A lot of people are confused by the age difference.
There's only one way I'm going to get through this. If you two will come with me to the funeral for support. Oh, will you do it? Please, Blanche. Please, Dorothy. Please, Blanche.
I will if Dorothy will.
Please.
If you really think... Listen, Ted, I hate to interrupt. What was all that sweet talk about your having a crush on me?
Well, I did, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah, but what about last night?
That's hot dry.
I'm not Sheila Patterson's daughter.
You can't treat me like this. I'm going to my room.
Oh, Ma. I have the strangest sense of deja vu from when I was 14, except I'm Ma and she's me.
What are you going to do about her?
Well, I've got to be...
Just as soon as the doctor gets
Yeah, but
here.
Kirsten lives an hour away from here. We don't want Rose to be alone now.
I'm sorry, those are the rules. But don't worry, your friend is in stable condition.
So why can't we see her?
I said family only.
Look, you have never met this woman's family. They live in a place called St. Olaf.
I've never told anybody this, but I had to transfer high schools because of a field hockey incident.
Rose, that was a terrible thing to do, dumping Blanche. I'm not going to be your partner.
Oh, no, I want you all to stay partners. I've already got another partner. I signed up with Olga Nielsen.
Blanche. Maybe I ought to just leave you alone for a while.
Clayton Hollingsworth, you look me in the face and tell me you really are what you just said you are.
I think you heard me the first time, Blanche.
Good old synergism.
You have no idea what it means, do you?
Not a clue.
Synergism is the powerful energy that is generated by two people engaged in the same activity. Up till now, I had no idea it could occur outside of Howard Johnson's motor lawn.
How is it possible to get pregnant in Sicily just by crossing the street?
Cheap Chianti and narrow streets. Every time the teacher turned her back, little Debbie Tans did something she shouldn't. Of course, her mother was the same way every time her father turned his back. The woman was a real tramp.
Yeah. But you digress.
Right. So there's Debbie putting gum in your hair, hiding your lunch, stealing your...
You. What made you think I was dead?
If Mel Bushman doesn't answer my call, then something must be wrong. You weren't there when I needed you. You're always there when I need you.
Well, when you deliver such services, every once in a while, a man's got to take a vacation.
All that matters now is you're alive. You're alive.
Lanai, you know, you should really keep that gate closed. Anybody could get in here.
It's great, I can finally see again.
Hey, it's the cheese man.
Come on, get in here, both of you.
Sophia, you recognize Carl as the cheese man?
You don't? The man's been on America's Most Wanted.
My mother, too. If we don't find her, I don't know how I'm going to respond. But I'd like to think I'm not going to be any less sexy.
You're just a great big pile of estrogen, aren't you? Oh, where is Dr. Warren? I mean, this is insane. Where do doctors go in the middle of the night?
Well, their call rooms are up on the 12th floor.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm more confused than ever. Good night.
Honey, is there anything at all we can do to help?
Of course I'm right. You think I got this old by being stupid?
You know, you're the greatest mother in the world.
Tell me something I don't know.
Oh, yeah, we do.
To let it go.
All right, Ma, I'll do it.
You've made me a happy woman. Now, if you want to go the extra mile, I hear one of the judges has a fetish. Dorothy's going to be in the mother-daughter beauty pageant.
Through 3 times, once with 10 items, once with 9 items, and once with 6 items.
No, Rose, what kind of a moron would do that? Anyway, I was wonderful. I have faith again. Kill the killers. This calls for champagne. I'll get it.
Oh, no, honey, there's none on ice.
Well, I'll put some in the freezer. Be ready in 20 minutes.
Oh, so what happens now? I guess you press charges, right?
Well, no, actually not. He might press charges, though.
Excuse me?
$10,000.
10,000 once, 10,000 twice, sold for $10,000. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Would you mind if I said a few words to the audience?
For 10 grand, they should let him shower with the audience.
I guess now I'll never get to fly on the Concorde.
And I'll never get to buy that emerald pendant to dangle, but
Sophia Petrillo, executive director and leader of the 87 March on Neiman Marcus.
Mrs. Petrillo, isn't there some way that we can resolve this matter?
I'm afraid not. The wheels of justice are already in motion. Of course, a full refund could put those wheels in reverse.
How much?
$1.17?
Oh, Ma, we can't afford that.
That's the thing. The classifieds are filled with ads from people who couldn't find a hotel room this weekend and want to rent a room any place they can.
I'm not opening my home to boarders. Oh, they usually just turn out to be low-life trash who'll make a mess, and half the time you can't get your money from them. I could have lost my balance and chipped a tooth.
You think that's annoying? She came into my room last night when I was reenacting the gangplank scene from Peter Pan.
What the?
There was Pee-wee. Someone had stuffed him in my suitcase between the veal shank and my beaver coat. Well, the mob had gotten Pee-wee after all.
Oh, my God, you must have been heartbroken.
I was absolutely devastated. I mean, first I had to burn the suitcase and then the beaver coat.
It runs a reverse behind the halfback, which gives the quarterback 2 options.
For God's sake, Rose, Eisenhower used less chalk planning D-Day.
Okay, well then let's just talk about a few things that happened in the last game. Nobody blocked this X.
Billy could have blocked him.
Cheese ball, Father?
Yes, thank you very much. Now I know what I'm giving up for Lent.
Stanley, would you be a dear and get me some champagne?
It's always a pleasure to get a drink for an attractive woman.
Oh, I don't know how to say this. It's the reason I kissed you in the first place.
To make Floyd jealous.
You knew that?
Yes, and I think you had every right. He deserved it the way he's been rejecting you.
What do you mean, rejecting me?
Well, canceling.
Let me open my own Social Security check. Best friend. Yeah, right.
That little exercise certainly did not enhance things around here.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. After Ma blabbed the truth, You turned the silent treatment into an art form.
Borscht.
Yes, you have.
Well, then you remember, he was St. Olaf's most famous shepherd. Well, Herder used to say, you can have 100 sheep, and if one goes astray, that's the one you go look for. Especially if it's the best-looking one.
Me and Fabrizio Rubino. We were on the verge of a passionate love affair when destiny intervened.
Don't tell me. His wife, Destiny Rubino.
Right. Boy, did she have a temper. She dragged him away by the hair on his back, smashed his skull with raviolis an hour.
Come on in, everybody.
Blanche, what is going on? I mean, that guy's a little young even for you.
What are you talking about? He's a mature young man with his own business. Now, who wants to help me pick out 5 magazines?
Blanche.
Please. I'm in no mood for...
Hi. Ready to go?
Soon as Rose lends me some gloves.
They're in the bottom drawer on the left, under my clarinet.
Be right back.
And it's touching how that Great Dane is paying its respects.
Money it has coming to it?
And I'll bet you do a fine job of it.
Thank you. However, I have no personal stake in this whatsoever. Now, is that understood?
Oh, yes, yes.
You bet, my man.
Then cut the crap, paisan.
She's down the hall. Last door on the right. Go.
Hello. I'm John Porter. I'm in charge of admissions.
Oh, yeah, hi. I wanted to talk to you about my mother.
About checking her in?
No, about a collection of commemorative plates. Of course, about checking her in. Awesome.
Morning, all.
Oh, Blanche, honey, how was your date last night?
Oh, unforgettable. Mel Bushman and I were coming back from a champagne picnic at Sunset Beach. We ran out of gas in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, my goodness, what did you do?
You name it.
Officially, 3 weeks before graduation, I was asked to be in the kissing booth at the Founders Day Fair. Unfortunately, the first boy I kissed had a nasty case of mono. Well, that afternoon, I passed it along to 50 young men. And one very confused female PE teacher who smelled of...
Wonderful. I just had the best night's sleep.
Blanche, it's 4 a.m.
What? Oh, for heaven's sake, I don't believe it. Do you know what happens if I don't spend 8 hours in bed?
Iranian guys write their cousins back home and tell them not to come?
No, I simply cannot function the next...
It's fabulous news, too. Oh, sure. I'll be happy to tell her. Blanche, you flunked.
Was Lucy's husband?
Not on the show.
Desi wasn't on the show?
Desi played Ricky.
Who did Lucy play?
Lucy.
I know, but who did she play?
Lucy.
Right, but who did she play?
Lucy played Lucy.
Well, then why didn't Desi play Desi?
He wasn't tall enough.
The grocery shopping today?
Yeah, something you want?
Pick up a couple of chicken breasts, and why don't we say 40? Better make that 45 tubes of sunscreen.
Oh, Sophia, I've made that mistake before. The best thing to do is just turn the oven down if you don't want the chicken to burn.
Rose. So what? You did the same thing at McSorley's Bar Super Bowl weekend.
How do I look? Ooh.
Oh, terrific.
I'll say. To the untrained eye, that polyester could almost pass for silk.
It is silk.
Oh, sure, Rose. And
Hey, what you doing?
Just looking through the old photo album. Boy, you were a cute kid.
Yeah, I was sort of cute. Oh, look, there I am at 7.
An angel.
Here I am at 11.
Adorable.
Oh, look, here I am at 15.
The beginning of the end.
I could be coy, I could drop hints, but I'm past that. Jamie, when George died, I began to feel incomplete. I tried to find what was missing. I tried to find it in another man. Men.
I better send water.
Please do not send water. We have found that envelopes leak. Until the rains come, we ask that all citizens be celibate, except for Ulf, the Umbrella King. I'm 55 and Rose has 6 brothers.
Oh, I'm talking about the bowling alley. I mean down the bowling.
I want them to know that we're sneaking in all this extra practice.
Oh, right.
Morning.
Morning.
Well, you two are up kind of early.
But not as early as you two. But then again, you need...
Pretend you didn't hear that. I'll see you tomorrow.
Behave yourself. Hello, Mr. Weinstock.
Oh, my goodness, as I live and breathe.
Unfortunately.
You're little Dorothy Petrillo.
That's right.
You haven't changed a bit. Same gorgeous smile, pretty eyes, beautiful figure, long golden blonde hair.
You have cataracts, don't you, Mr. Weinstock?
Yes.
You, sir, are a dirtbag. Oh, I'm sorry. It must be the heat.
What are you two doing? Can't you see Patrick is in the middle of an exquisite performance?
You have no idea just how many performances he has been...
The business. I don't know what I'm going to do. 22 years of sweat and blood, and suddenly it's all flushed down the toilet like a snotty ball of Kleenex.
You could always write poetry for a living. I'm sorry. I know how devastated you must be. I have one question.
It always puts me in a romantic mood. Dorothy, did you ever make love on top of a mountain?
No. The closest I ever came was making love on top of a fat guy called Old Smoky. Let's check in. Let's leave now.
I was telling Ma about it, you know, how great the weather is and how she would never have to lift a finger for anything. And she really liked the idea of maybe coming out.
Oh, well, I think it'd be great if she were to come out for a visit sometime.
Well, I was thinking of more than just a visit.
So Jay Sandridge wasn't perfect, but he was really good.
Listen, just...
He wanted Betty to do it with a Dutch accent. He was crazy.
Now, a question is, how did it get on the air? Obviously, it was a family had never been seen on television before. What was your negotiation with NBC?
The biggest jerk I know just turned down my invitation to the charity banquet.
Ma, if he's such a big jerk, why'd you ask him in the first place?
Because he's the only guy my age who doesn't wear his pants up to his chin. I hate that.
Well, personally, that never bothers me. It just looks so painful.
Mother, when she was your age, she used to get so mad at me. And then as she got older, seems like we just fought all the time. Till finally one day we just stopped talking altogether. It wasn't until you were born that we tried to make up, but...
Oh, my God, they've bonded.
Hey!
What are you doing?
We were going to watch the Nun story. I've never seen it before.
Oh, she leaves the convent in the end. There it is. Ironside.
The trout almondine looks nice, doesn't it?
The trout? Well, I'm not sure. Oh, yes, it does. Good. Mm-hmm. That Chateaubriand that couple over there is eating looks even better.
Then Miles, have it.
Louis, who is this person?
Look, miss, sit. I sat for you long enough. Dr. Budd, I came to you sick and scared. and you dismissed me. You didn't have the answer, and instead of saying, I'm sorry, I don't know what's...
I love you, Dorothy. I've always loved you.
And I love you, Stanley. Now drive.
But the important thing is, you're our chucklehead. and we wouldn't trade you in for any other chucklehead in the whole wide world. Why don't you take it, Dorothy?
Honey, you listen to me. What you did was great. It was historic. Honey, you're what?
Incident which occurred between my sister Virginia and me when we were in high school. Now, can you believe that one's very own sister could seduce her sibling's boyfriend on the eve of that sibling's senior prom?
Virginia did that to you.
No, I did that to Virginia. She deserved it. She borrowed my saddle shoes without asking.
Yours, Blanche.
How about a game of hide and seek?
Sure! Great! Yeah!
Well, how about you, Norman?
Isn't that outfit a little young for you?
Come on, Norman, let's go.
That boy hates me.
Oh, no, he doesn't, but he...
Sorry. It's just that I really wanted to come to this restaurant. I didn't mean to eat behind your back.
I was going to take you to a lovely restaurant tomorrow night.
I know. Captain Sam's Twilight 2-for-1 special. Nice piece of perch, your choice of potatoes or rice.
You couldn't possibly have gone through everything.
Well, Kirsten, times have changed. Money just doesn't go as far as it used to.
We just came to help.
No, actually, you were gone so long, we were afraid you two were making another log.
In 15 years, you managed to piddle...
Carol Teagues really buys her clothes at Sears.
So, where are you going?
Out with a friend from work.
Is it the same friend you've been out with 5 times in the last 3 weeks?
Yes.
All right, spill it. Who is he?
His name is Dr. Jonathan Newman. He's a psychiatrist at the Grief Center.
So rude, you're seeing a
Ma, look at this place. It's lovely.
Don't get any ideas, pussycat.
I'm not getting any ideas, Ma.
You're scheming. Remember Shady Pines, Dorothy?
Did you hear that, Dorothy? Surprise parties make Blanche want to throw up.
Honey, why don't you go and take that bath and we'll just forget the fact that, you know, that today is really your birthday.
Well, I don't see how anybody can hate birthday.
$8.
Dorothy, you owe me an apology. Your ad's right here.
Oh, Rose, this is the personals column.
So what?
So what? You put an ad in the personals column that said, I will do anything for $8 an hour? Well, look, it's right under an ad that reads...
She's just a little edgy because we've been taking care of you for 2 months. You've been eating us out of house and home and making life generally unbearable.
It's not a very charitable view to take. What are you making for lunch?
Listen here, mister, we've been more than charitable. In the village my ancestors came from, if a man was bad company...
Where do we draw the line?
Right before the large bird thing.
Dorothy, she was just trying to help. And I never actually thought Stan sent me those flowers.
You sent her flowers?
Well, I had to get the ball rolling somehow.
You have really done it this time. Now, I don't blame you for this, Gloria. This with a man without benefit of room service.
Being with a man is not the same thing as living with a man.
You're right, Blanche. Living with a man eliminates the need for an overnight bag and a stop at the drugstore.
And the need for...
Now, man. And he wonders why he can't have his own series.
Well, shabba-dabba-dab.
Dorothy, I read your memo. I like the way you think.
Well, thank you, Mr. Hastings. Thank you very much.
Oh, you've got a lot of modern ideas for a woman your age.
Oh, you're just saying.
No, I mean it.
Just terrible about this whole situation. That's why I did all those things to him.
Oh! It was you all along.
Except for the boil. That was just luck.
Gladys, we've got to go. Listen, ladies, if there's anything that I can do for you to...
You can turn right around and spit in your face.
I'm sorry, Ma.
Few months, huh? That should give me enough time to finish the scarf.
Directions on it?
Oh, honey, we've made these Sundays hundreds of times. We don't need directions.
No, I mean directions for the wedding. I promised to get the cake there by 8 o'clock.
Do you believe her? She doesn't stop for a minute.
I don't agree with it, but I do understand the thinking behind it. My granddaddy was the same way. He always said, idle hands are the devil's workshop.
Made love in the daylight.
Why is that amazing?
Well, you can't hide anything in the daytime. At night, I could be Godzilla. You'd be thrilled.
I'm thrilled, period. Everything about you thrills me.
And that's amazing.
I have a certain Scandinavian nitwit hiding in the closet with a camera.
Wouldn't it be better if I hid in the closet?
Yes, Rose, I suppose it would.
But do you really think you can get him to remove the neck brace?
Oh, please, I once got a man to crawl out of a full body cast. Over the city's new toll booth. But before he could step out of the way, he was run over by 10 Shriners on mini bikes who just happened to have the exact change.
So many of our great leaders have gone that way.
There's a story in the paper about the party tonight.
Really?
You won't.
Just a little something?
Stop it. You know what I want to hear.
No, I don't.
You played it for her, you can play it for me.
But I don't think that I should.
If she can stand it, so can I. Now play.
Okay, you're the boss. It's a world of laughter.
3! Excuse me, ladies, but we always dress for dinner here. And in your case, we'd appreciate it if you do that for all 3 meals.
Bald man sign.
I am talking about my recurring dream. Remember, I'm trapped in an enclosed space full of bald men. Well, I didn't tell you the rest of it. All those bald men and I are on a plane and we fly into the ocean.
Media circus.
And they really hate you, the big bug lady they call you. You deserve a better nickname. I don't know, something like Big Mean Landlady or Big Mean Dorothy. Something with big mean.
Dorothy, I am so excited. I just got interviewed. They asked me if you were...
Dorothy, it'll be fun.
Yeah, come on, be a trooper.
Well, I did once do a production of Showboat in high school, and everyone said I was pretty good.
No one can sing Old Man River like my Dorothy.
Then you're saying you'll do it?
Well,
what a chance. And you never wanted to go out with me.
Come on, get serious.
You realize, of course, that we can't let Blanche get away with this. She must be punished.
Oh, no argument here. What do you have in mind?
There's nobody there to take care of you.
That's okay. Rather be there alone than trapped here with you. Besides, I can take care of myself. Been doing it long enough.
What do you mean?
All Mom and Dad ever do is fight. They don't even know I...
No soul. This was after I bought her beef sticks and spreadable cheese from Hickory Farms.
Rose, everywhere you look, the rich take advantage of the poor. How can you deny there are inequities in this society?
Well, sure there are inequities.
Heather and Sunny Pastures is not doing its job. What are we gonna do?
I know what I'm going to do. Make Sunny Pastures do its job. I'm going to see the man who runs that place and give him a good what for. I can be pretty mean and pretty tough when I want to be. There's only one thing I'll need.
What, Dorothy?
My mother to come with me.
We'll help you next week. The point is, she practically glows every time she speaks his name.
Do you think Dorothy's in love?
Well, she's very definitely smitten. And with a little help from us, I think she can fire Cupid's arrow into the tushy of love. The tushy of Bob.
Bob. Stan, are we talking life and death?
The doctors say I'm lucky to be talking at all.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, Rose, honey, do you think you could take my place with Rob?
Bob.
Bob.
I wish I could. Oh, I'm going to miss you very much.
Oh, I'm gonna miss you too, Mom.
Are you sure you won't let me drive you to the airport?
No, I'll be fine. Dorothy, Sophia, thank you for having me.
Don't thank me, thank my grandson.
Long talk last night, and I think I know how I want to handle things.
Thank God. For once, you'll keep your mouth shut.
No. If I want things to be okay, I want to get everything off my chest.
Fine. You'll feel better, but mark my words, you'll lose your daughter.
Morning, everyone.
How'd you get in?
I used the key under the mat. Do I smell waffles?
No. What to do about Al?
No, I'm just as confused as ever.
Rosa, impedisci il lavoro con I tuoi problemi, capisci?
Vincenzo says he thinks he has a solution to your problem.
Really? Well, translate for me, Sophia.
Well, I'm a little bit rusty, but I think he said, picture it.
Oh, look, 2 more mimes pretending to kill yourself. I'm gonna have some fun with it. They weren't mimes, were they? Well, don't look at me.
Rose, you made the reservation.
I know, I just don't want you looking at me.
Look, I'm terribly sorry about the mix-up, but this is not for us. We'd like to leave.
I'm afraid you're with us for the night, ladies. The bus doesn't leave down the mountain till tomorrow morning.
Ladies, may I show you to your room?
Just
Come on, Blanche, we're gonna get you to bed.
But it's my duty to the public. No, I must have it published. It's my duty. Oh, my God, I'm so tired.
Oh, come on, you can sleep right here, honey.
Tell me a story, Rose. That always puts me to sleep at work every time. Just tell me one of your bones.
The other team are the X's, and you're all O's.
It's easy to remember. It's the number of points you scored this season.
Now, the tight end decoys, so it looks like we're running a draw play, and then he slips into a soft spot in the zone over the middle. The flanker fakes a screen. Then...
Wonderful. I could go for some cheesecake.
What is this, sarcasm?
Well, maybe we should try and get some sleep.
I'm not going to be able to sleep. I'm just too depressed.
Me too.
This has been a terrible day. A friend's funeral, stuck in a train station in the middle of nowhere, trying to sleep.
Fights, vandalism. You were really a juvenile delinquent. But that's all behind you. Tell me, what do you do now?
I manufacture spray paint.
At least all that training didn't go to waste.
If not for the courage of that fearless crew, the minnow would be lost. The minnow.
Oh, I remember the first time I ever saw the ocean. It was on my honeymoon. My husband, Charlie, and I drove from Minnesota to New York. Well, actually, we were driving to California. We were young and in love, and I was blowing in Charlie's ear. He lost his sense of direction on the turnpike.
Just make sure you show up this time.
What do you mean?
Well, you didn't show up at our last prom. Not that I ever think of it.
What are you talking about? I showed up.
What?
Your mother sent me away.
She what?
She said I was dressed like a bum and slammed the door in my face.
She what?
See, it starts out red, and then if it doesn't change color, if it stays red, they say you're not pregnant. But if you are pregnant, then it turns light pink or light gray.
I had drapes that color once. I think it's called puce.
Is that what puce is? I always wonder.
That's what the decorator told me.
Have you ever been a fruit before?
No, but having been in the musical theater for 30 years, I've had my share of offers.
Well, it was a delight meeting all of you.
Oh, Mr. Vaughn, don't forget, casting is tomorrow at 2 o'clock.
I'm looking forward to it. I trust that all of you will be reading for the part of my leading lady.
If I ever got a chance at a second Mr. Right, I'd want somebody entirely different from Charlie.
But I thought you were crazy about him.
I was. I am. I mean, we had a wonderful life together. But I'd like somebody really wild.
And I know they do, but, you know, he hardly has time for them. Or for me. I'm starting to wonder if maybe the main reason he wants me for his wife is because he needs a mother for his children.
Well, honey, if you think that's true, you'd better find out.
I intend to. I'm going to ask him straight out.
You think about it, don't you, Nancy?
What's wrong with her?
Malcolm kissed her.
My God, she's in shock.
He gave me flowers from a store.
Ladies, good morning. We go on in about 10 seconds. Just relax and have a fun show.
Wanted to thank me for the work that I've been doing on the Hotchkiss project.
Oh, that's lovely. Just lovely. Especially since there wasn't all that much work involved.
Ma, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. What are you doing with the sherry?
Don't worry. I'm not going to drink it. I was just going to hide it from the dog. Falling in love. I haven't felt this way since your father. But Tony looks at me as a friend, as a companion.
Honey, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but I'm picturing him naked and I'm not laughing.
If you want my advice, I think you should sleep with him.
Done.
That is not...
But isn't that where one woman and another...
We already know what it means.
But Jean's a very attractive woman. She could have any man she wants.
She doesn't want them.
Well, why not? A man has so much more to offer, you know what I mean, Dorothy?
Yeah, I found that out when Mark Perper was running. Ma, get off the phone!
Mind your own business!
Guess what? I think this is Sophia.
Oh, honey. No, I know it's a very important vegetable to you, but I'm really stuffed.
And stick your finger in it.
Pig.
Come on, I don't...
Many. But it just wasn't there. And then you happened, and it was as if George had just stepped right back into my life again. I just don't want to feel that incomplete.
Blanche, aren't you even going to try to sleep?
I'm too upset. Oh, Dorothy, let's face it. I'm not 16 anymore. There's no longer a line of beaux out on the front porch waiting to ask Daddy if they can walk me to town. No more cotillions, no more sorority parties. I just lost the...
After all.
Two clunky old bodies thrashing around against each other. Like animals.
You get all sweaty and flushed.
Hair gets mussed.
You lose your breath.
You lose your earring.
I'm sorry. It just bothers me.
Oh, Ma. Cypress Grove has a great reputation. Did you see the story they did about it on 60 Minutes?
No.
Short piece. It was just Mike Wallace saying, sorry I bothered you.
I shouldn't have got you mixed up in all this. It's just so hard to tell Blanche the truth.
Clayton, you're selling your sister short. Now, at times, Blanche can be very understanding and compassionate and forgiving.
Get away from my baby brother, you cradle-snatching, empty-headed, two-faced dummy.
For one thing, I always wanted to be a ballerina.
Please, with those legs?
Come on out, Salvador. I got more bread waiting for you.
Ma, I got news for you. I don't think it would have been any easier for you to break into ballet at 48.
That's not the point. I'd still have 2 more years to dream. There's $1 I'll never see.
What a terrible night that was. I remember we were trying to make a train connection to get back to Miami.
Come on, girls, we only have 10 minutes to catch our next train.
I don't think I can take another 3 hours on a train.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. But then again, I've always...
Do it with a Southern accent? Of course I want you to do it with a Southern accent. I said, oh, thank God, because I don't really know how to play it without a Southern accent.
So you
and
played
even a
May-
phone...
May Southwest.
Give him a little responsibility. He might even start feeling good about himself.
And start hating me if I ask him to do all this.
Now listen, Blanche, you do what is best for David, not what is easiest for you.
Yeah, we had chores on the farm, both boys and girls. And when we'd finished, we had such a feeling of accomplishment.
I would be holding the baby next to my bosom. What a magnificent picture. God, I wish that thing didn't look so sickly.
I don't care if you're paying for dinner. What you want to do is crazy.
It's time to go, Sophia.
What are you doing here?
You were operated on. You're my daughter. Where else would I be?
How long have you been here?
Since they took you to surgery, I haven't left the room. Not for a newspaper, not for food, not for a cold drink. All day I've been right here.
They're already.
Oh, I really do. And mostly because you guys were there for me. Oh, I'll never be able to repay you.
Honey,
Oh.
think nothing of it. We were glad to help.
Oh, I'm glad to hear you say that. Because if I can't sleep tonight, we might have to do it all over.
With me.
Rose, why her?
She's comforting.
And I'm not?
You told me you were having a pedicure when your husband was dying.
Well, of course I was, Sophia. It was the third Thursday of the month. If I'd canceled, that would have been it for July and August when I'd be wearing open-toed sandals.
Ingrid Thurman stopped.
What was she writing?
She wasn't. She was giving birth to Hans and Franz, the twins. And she stopped right in the middle, right after Hans.
Well, what happened to Franz?
He stayed in.
To think, I mean, I'd give them both my kidneys. I'd cut them out myself.
Me too. I'd give them my heart.
I give to all my children, except Phil.
Why not Phil?
Because he never calls, he never writes. I only hear from him at Christmas when he sends me a cheddar cheese nativity scene.
Trillo, Ma, this is Marguerite.
I'm pleased to meet you. Won't you join us?
Yeah, and pour me some of that champagne. I never know if I'm going to make it to New Year's. So what are we celebrating? Did the Supremes get back together?
Ma, you know, I really think you should go and lie down.
Let's grab lunch.
Ma, it's dinner time.
Oh, I guess I did take a nap.
Ma, I don't know why you're nervous. You are not going to prison.
I feel like I already am in prison with you keeping an eye on me 24 hours a day. Are you going to keep doing that for the rest of my life?
No, only until you give up this ridiculous idea about... I mean, I can't believe that something as insignificant as a leaky faucet could bring all these bad thoughts about myself.
It's a very serious thing, Dorothy.
Ma, what can I do about it?
Try changing the washer.
Ma, I'm talking about my negative thinking.
I know what you're talking about. Remember what your cousin Fred...
There.
Why? What happened?
They fired me. And it's all her fault.
Fired you? How could they fire Mr. Terrific?
How? I'll tell you how. The newly hired...
What did that... Oh, my. It's him. I think. Could that be who I think it is?
Oh, indeed, ma'am. The pontiff is stopping by to bless the patience of St. Ignatius.
Yeah, the ladies are out of the house. The transmitter's working perfectly. I hear everything clear as a bell.
They really did it. I can't believe it. You know, I got to tell you, Bobby, I had big doubts about this one.
And I didn't dare look at you because I thought it was...
Congratulations, ladies. You did a great job.
It's really working.
Bobby, give her the phones. Let her hear.
Oh, I hate to say this, but it was all...
Can I pet pet your cat, lady?
Well, sure, sweetheart.
What's his name?
Mr. Peepers?
I had a cat just like it. His name was Harpo, but he died. I miss him.
Oh, well, you'll have to get yourself another kitty. Would you?
Blanche, how did it go with the accountants?
Oh, just fine. Hey, while I was in the waiting room, I was reading a magazine that listed the 10 richest men in America. You know, Merv Griffin's moved up a couple of notches.
He probably ate the two guys ahead of him.
Anyway, I got good news from my accountant. I'm being audited Tuesday.
Oh, look.
This is the most underhanded, sneaky, practical joke anyone has ever made, and I have just one thing to say. Boy, have I missed you.
Oh, Trudy, I missed you too.
Oh, wait just a minute. You two.
But the first night the sirens went off, I got scared. And there was this nurse that I talked to.
Oh, how could you, Ben? Bill.
I swear it didn't mean a thing.
Was she beautiful?
Not
As beautiful as you were. Oh, we did it, Mama, we did it. Oh, honey, thank you for letting me be here with you. I couldn't have done it without you. You know, first time I ever held you in my arms, I knew I was holding somebody I was going to love for the rest of my life. Oh, hello, little baby. We've been waiting for you. I put on a few pounds. You just haven't noticed.
What, am I blind? I can see that. I meant the bread. You can afford the bread. It's only 89 cents a loaf.
Angela, why don't you sit down? I'll serve dessert.
Gosh, you two made such a fantastic meal. I can't imagine what you came up with for dessert.
I made dessert. Why, you miserable old...
Blanche, you know the rules. When one of you is out with Fidel, the other one does not interfere.
My apologies. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go take a long, hot, steamy bath with just enough water to
hide it. Oh, Sophia, she's gonna be okay. I know it.
She will be, Sophia. Now, she's tough.
You know, there are all sorts of things that people get that they can't diagnose, and then they disappear just as mysteriously as they came. Gustav Lundqvist got sick from something mysterious, and he nearly... Girls, Ray and I aren't dating. I mean, Miles is in Europe with some students, and I needed an escort for the Children's Hospital fundraiser, and Miles suggested I take Ray. As a friend, that's all.
Well, then you're missing a prime opportunity, honey. Going out with your boyfriend's friend is very exciting. Take it from me, I wrote the book on dating.
As I can, and I bet by the time I'm through, she'll be as anxious to save that tree as we are. Hello, Miss Claxton. This is Rose Nyland. How are you? Well, I've never sat on one before, but wouldn't that be painful? Can you get those, honey?
Sure, Mom. Thank you for inviting us to stay with you.
Oh, thank you for these lovely gifts. What are you going to do with yours?
It's a log. I'm going to burn it.
Devil, you. I just figured out what's going on here.
Blanche.
You were sore at me for inviting your friend without asking you, so you hired this guy to come over and teach me a lesson.
Oh, listen to that music. Who says you can't go home again?
Knut Trollstedt. You see, he took Ilse Frikadeller up to Smooch Point to play hide the fingerboard. That's a thimble.
They laugh, they sing, they slam down a few Boilermakers. Shortly afterwards, he's arrested for showing her how he can hold his palate without using his hands. But I digress.
Days have really made a difference. Sophia, oh, thank you. Dorothy, Rose, I hope I wasn't too much trouble.
Don't be silly.
We enjoyed having you.
So did half of Miami.
Mom.
Have a safe trip.
Mrs. Sensitive.
You know, being here reminds me of my favorite Christmas back in 1951, which I spent at the USO, making a better Christmas for our boys getting ready to leave for Korea.
Thank you.
Actually, I was talking about the apartment, but I'll take Wise.
Conway Twitty. The problem is, Robert charges $300, and it's just not in my budget this month. Oh, that's the trouble with being beautiful. The maintenance will kill you.
I have an idea, Blanche. How about moonlighting and making some extra money?
Another job? Rose, I already worked. It was a special occasion.
Where I come from, $250 is 5 special occasions. And a bottle of scotch. You think for all that money, they'd hang a picture on a wall.
The minimalist decor is designed to enhance conversation.
Nothing to look at? What's to talk about?
I would think I would.
That's okay. I'll just let it ring.
I tell you, we're here because we have a very dear friend who is a patient here, and we have some concerns. She's a lovely old woman, very sweet and very kind, and we would really hope that in some way, you could... Damn it, will you answer the phone?
Recurring dream I have where I'm running naked through a train that keeps going through tunnel after tunnel while a sweaty bodybuilder chases me. He said he thinks it's sexual.
He thinks. For God's sake, Blanche, you smoke a cigarette after that dream.
Not all. I had some on the plane.
Ma, what are you doing home?
Oh, I left my shopping list in the kitchen.
There you are, Sophia. She outsmarted me, Dorothy.
You're kidding. I mean, how is that possible?
She's just a little edgy because we've been taking care of you for 2 months. You've been eating us out of house and home and making life generally unbearable.
That's not a very charitable view to take. What are you making for lunch?
Listen here, mister, we've been more than charitable. In the village my ancestors came from, if a man was bad company,
do what I do.
And you were afraid that you couldn't find the right words to apologize.
There are no right words, Dorothy. Words cannot begin to ease the pain I've inflicted on you. But I want to do something to make it up to you.
What's the matter? You don't watch General Hospital? This place is a passion pit.
Any flowers for me today?
No.
Are you sure? The name's Leonard.
I know your name. You ask me every day if I have flowers for you.
Hi, Mom. Mom, this
Don't tell me. It's Dennis. Oh, my God, he's beautiful.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, flowers. Oh, my. Your father used to bring me tulips.
So let it go.
All right, Ma, I'll do it.
You've made me a happy woman. Now, if you want to go the extra mile, I hear one of the judges has a fetish. Dorothy's going to be in the mother-daughter beauty pageant.
Well, then what do I say?
I think I know something that could work. We could break up right in front of her.
Even just like that?
Sure. Sometime between the succotash and the mess of something. We just blow up, and then I storm out of here, and that's that.
And I stay behind and call off the wedding.
Be perfect. Dorothy, it's...
Thanks, Dan. Excuse us.
How much longer are you planning on staying in town, Biff?
Hard to tell.
Well, I'm going to keep my eye on you.
The sun was mighty hot today, wasn't it, Joe?
Yesterday, Kate came to me crying. She was more hurt than I had ever seen her before.
Well, Dorothy,
Please, I want you to understand what that does to a parent. Seeing your child hurt is worse than any pain you can possibly feel yourself.
That ziti was delicious.
Please, tell me something I don't know.
Dorothy, you didn't even taste my chickpeas.
Of course I did, Rose.
You didn't like it.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. I loved it.
Well, then have another bite.
John, you disgust me. And as far as I'm concerned, we're through.
Oh. Who was that?
My sister. May I recommend the poulet Veronique?
John, I have a rule. If I can't pronounce it, I don't...
Oh, no. Not unless you count the fact that when he burps, it smells like 4 burning tires.
Girls, I am just so mad. That pig tore up my nightgown last night.
Blanche, the people you dated from foreign countries, they play by different rules.
I've done it for so long now, I don't know if I can get by without it.
Well, maybe this is a good time to start.
Rose is right. Listen, you're going to get an A in that class. We're going to help you do it. And as far as that professor is concerned, you should report him immediately.
You think I should?
Absolutely. You know, when I first started teaching, the school was just for the night.
Oh, thank you, Annie Dorothy. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, do you believe this?
Nah, I saw her lips move.
Now, you have to go in there and set Sven straight, and the longer you wait, the harder it'll get.
I know you're right, and I will.
Of course she's right. You know, I once made the same mistake myself. I was dating a guy my parents could not stand. He used to come over to the house during...
You here for a reason, or did you just come for the free food?
Ma, please, the man is a guest in our home. What the hell do you want, Stanley?
Well, it seems the IRS found a few discrepancies in my tax returns, so I think we may have a slight problem.
Stanley, we have not been together for a long time. Please, come in. You'll have to excuse my mother. She's a little upset. She just found out she has the same hairdresser as Whoopi Goldberg.
This is my associate, Bobby Hopkins.
Detective Mullins, I am Blanche Devereaux, and these are my roommates, Dorothy and Rose. They're innocent. I'm not. Adults can do whatever they want to.
Not necessarily. Adults aren't allowed to ride the little horsey in front of the A&P. What are you still doing,
Oh, I couldn't sleep, so I thought I'd